So Kelly, what's this lock-in effect that's all over everything?
All over the news. I know. I've seen the same headline about
Wow.
borrowers who are locked in to their current home because they refinanced during the pandemic to a really low interest rate.
Which was really smart of them to do. But now you're right. People feel like they can't move. So when there's a life change and they want to make a move, they're like, oh, do I want this very low interest rate or the new normal interest rate?
The new normal interest rate. Yeah, it's been really interesting. But what I have seen is some borrowers with some great solutions.
Oh, let's hear about them.
So what I've had borrowers do is they will take their current home, which they had refinanced a couple of years ago, generally as a primary residence, has a low interest rate and a low mortgage payment. They then rent that house out. So that becomes an investment property.
Which is a great thing because a lot of people, everybody wants to be an investor because it's another source of income. So this kind of helps make that happen.
Exactly. So they rent that house out and then they buy the new house with the higher interest rate and generally a larger monthly payment anyway, because usually you're moving from a smaller house to a bigger house. That's the most common. But then they're using some of the income that they're making from the rental to offset the new mortgage payment. So for example, I have a borrower who their current mortgage payment was $1,200 a month. Okay. It was very low.
That's cheaper than any rental you can find.
For a full house. This was for a single family home.
That's amazing.
Yeah, $1,200 a month. Their new house was going to be like $3,500 a month.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, this feels really uncomfortable. Yeah. They ended up renting their current house out for $2,600 a month.
That's amazing.
So
what a profit.
What a profit.
Holy return on investment.
So they're making money monthly on that house and then they're turning around and they're helping offset their higher mortgage payment. Yeah. So their lifestyle really didn't have to change.
That's amazing.
Because they have this new investment property.
And the reality is in the grand scheme of things, they're making out 10 times better because somebody else is building their equity on the other home. Mm-hmm. There's tax advantages on this, which we're not going to talk about, but it sounds like a win-win-win.
It 100% was. And they also, when they had refinanced the home, they had dropped it into a 15-year mortgage.
That's awesome.
So they're already down to 12 years left on this mortgage. So sooner rather than later, they're actually going to have no mortgage. And then all that money can
profit.
Yeah, can either go to offset their current mortgage. Yeah. And then what's going to happen when rates drop and they get to refinance that new home. Yeah. And they're going to even see bigger savings and a better advantage. Yeah. So it's just an idea. If you're feeling like locked in, don't feel like there's no options.
Yeah, there are options. Can I ask real quick?
Yeah.
When they're getting their next home, does it have to be an investment loan?
No. So if they've been living in their current house for a few years, even if the mortgage was taken out as a primary, generally after you've lived in it for 1 year, you can then rent it out. There's a few exceptions. If it was a CHFA loan, a Connecticut Housing and Finance Authority loan, you cannot. So that you would have to refinance into an investment loan before you could rent it out. And if it was an FHA loan, you can get another loan. You just can't have two FHAs at the same time unless you fit some specific criteria.
This sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's a great deal. So it's something to think about.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for watching.
Thank you.